are going to start with the third house of our horoscope. If we look at the natural zodiac signs of the entire year, it starts with Aries, and then we have Taurus, and next is Gemini. So for our houses, not your birth chart, but a natural house system, the third house belongs to Gemini, with the lord of which is Mercury. And Mercury indicates communication and intellect. The third house is also signified by Mars, which is the planet of courage. And hence sage Parasara says that third house is Vikrama Bhavasya, means the house of courage. So usually we find a lot of excitement regarding the cardinal houses, the 1st, 4th, 7th and 10th house, because these are the house of actions known as the Vishnu Sthanas, and any planet in this house becomes very powerful. People are also excited about the 1st, 5th and 9th house, because these are the Lakshmi Sthanas. Any planet which is here will always perform well. Quite like Devi Lakshmi, whatever planet is there will give you wealth, will become lucky. People are excited about the 2nd and 11th house because they are the house of wealth. Scared of the 6th, 8th and 12th house because they are the malefic houses or the Dusthanas. But there are no takers for the third house. So we are talking about the third house, but in today's world, third house has immense importance. Why? Because today we are living in the age of communication. So many forms of communication are all around us, whether it is cloud technology or artificial intelligence, or a person communicating with each other through WhatsApp or Facebook or Instagram. Myriad of communications are happening all around us. And it is this third house which determines how well we do it. Why is third house so important for communication? Because communication becomes interesting when your Mercury is strong, and Mercury determines your intellect and wit, and it becomes powerful and forceful if your Mars is strong. Mars also indicates logic. You can argue logically if your Mars is strong. So lawyers, salespeople, people in advertisements, people who are journalists, authors will have a very strong third house. Other than that, third house also indicates our siblings. And according to Parashara, he says, Sahaja Soumya Yuga Drishte Bhratriman Vikrami Nara, which means if benefics are in the third house or aspecting the third house, you become very courageous, and also there is a possibility that you will have very good brothers and sisters, and your relation with your brothers and sisters will be very nice. So all in all, the third house then indicates very important things. One are your siblings, brothers and sisters with whom you grow up and who make your childhood very beautiful. Two is how intelligent and sharp you are, how intellectual you are. Third is your communication, how you communicate with your neighbors, with your siblings and the world around you. If the second house indicated how good an orator you are, because it signifies the face and the throat, if you have benefics in the second house, it gives you a beautiful face, it makes you a beautiful singer and also a powerful orator. Third house will indicate how good a communicator you are. And Mercury also indicates our respiratory system, signifies our respiratory system and also our lungs. The third house also signifies our neck, our shoulder, our chest region. So these are the body parts which is signified by the third house. Now, by communication, I mean not just verbal communication or written communication, I also mean mental communication. Verbal communication can be of so many times when you are making a deal with somebody, when you are just having a simple conversation, maybe with your girlfriend, with your boyfriend, with your husband, with your children, with your family. It's a communication. There are various forms of communication, mostly verbal. Written communication happens when you are messaging or posting something in Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or sending an email, an official email, they're all written communication. But mental communication, it might be a very nebulous thing right now. You might think, how can that happen? Telepathy is a form of mental communication, and there is a lot of debate that whether telepathy actually happens or not. But Carl Jung, who is a famous psychiatrist, has said when he was treating his patients that there were several instances of telepathy happening. So let us rest as that telepathy is a possibility and it does happen. Say for example, you are far away in a different country and you are feeling homesick and you're thinking about your mother, and all of a sudden your phone rings and she is on the phone. What would you call that? Somebody would call it a coincidence, ittefaq, and some others would call that there was a telepathy between you and your mother, because both of you are so close. There was a mental vibration that was crossed between you, and hence she called you up. If this is a possibility, it is a very exciting thing to happen. Maybe then we will not even need a mobile phones later on to communicate with each other. In fact, if you would go to 19th century and tell Oscar Wilde that, you know, we are using this small device to communicate with each other, he will disbelieve you. Or some other person might think you are Gabriel, messenger of God, who is some magical contraption with whom you communicate to the other part of the world. Everything is a possibility. Communicating mentally is also a possibility. So how good a writer you are, whether you have good relations with your sibling, whether you are an intellectual, whether you are very courageous. People who are in the military usually will have malefic planets in the third, because there are certain astrologers who believe if you have malefic planets in the third, it makes you very courageous.